Tuckaway Mountain, 16 miles round trip, 4,200 foot elevation gain. We're at the trailhead. It's 4:10 a.m. We're gonna do Tuckaway Mountain today. All right, we're at mile marker 3. This is where the trail splits. Here's the Fremont sign. Gonna turn right here and stand Barr Trail. Here's the turn. You know you're at the right spot because you can see a post right here to mark the trail. Okay, we found the turn a couple hundred feet later. Here is the post. When you see this right off the trail, you know you're going the right direction. We are 4 miles in and the sun is starting to come up. So far, so good. I had to walk that whole 4 miles in the dark because my headlamp went out. I didn't check it before we left. Batteries went out like 2 minutes in. We're at 4.5 miles from the trailhead, and you will come across this bridge. It's called the Pipe Bridge. At 4.8 miles, the trail is going to dead end into the Tuckaway Railway. So you're going to cross right here. This is where off trail starts, and this is where it really gets fun. The end of the trail is right here, so we just walked down about 50 feet. The Tuckaway is closed. It's not open to traffic, so try to cross quickly. You'll get down to this section right here where you can see a log. You can walk across this log and start to approach Dark Canyon. This is when it really starts to get fun because you're off trail. Head towards the tall trees to get closer to Dark Canyon. It's going to open up and look like this. You're headed in the right direction when you start to see this meadow. It opens up and you can see Mary's Mountain in the background right there. So we are now in what's known as Dark Canyon. This is honestly my favorite part of all Pikes National Forest. It is beautiful and relaxing. There's a nice little creek or stream right next to us. Your next step, you're gonna head towards Mary's Mountain. In the saddle, the lower part, in between Mary's Mountain and Powell's Grove. We're gonna just start carving our way through the trees and the aspen grove that way. Something we didn't anticipate was going off trail this early in the morning and all of the dew in the grass. So as we're walking, our legs and our feet are just getting soaked. So think of that next time. All right, here we go. We are going to cross the stream at this point. We're right at the base of Mary's Mountain. There's a pipeline and a gravel walkway we're gonna try to find so we can get out of this wet grass. How's it look?
Just like you described, there's
All
a
right.
pipe.
All right, we went up about 100 feet. It's a pipe walkway. I'm theorizing this takes you to Big Tooth Reservoir, so we'll see. All right, at this point, you have Mary's Mountain, this direction, Powell's Grove, right here.
You can see this grass is down like animals are laying here or something.
Yeah, at least walking through. This is a good mile marker. It opens up nicely in the middle of some aspens. You can see Mary's Mountain. We're now on the backside of Mary's Mountain, and we're continuing to follow in between these other peaks. So here's a tip when you're back here off trail. The entire time you're back here, you want to always keep Mary's Mountain off on your right, and you're going to go around it clockwise until you hit the reservoir. And if you're doing it right, you should have these open areas where there's actually a pipeline trail that you can follow. Just continue doing that. You're going to see Powell's Grove, Cameron's Cone, Mount Arthur, and Mount Garfield as you go around. Don't make the mistake and approach those. Here's an example of a pipeline trail. You can just see how all the trees are just opened up, and even every now and then you can see a peak of the pipeline as you go. All right, we found some scat. We suspect that it's like a little bear, but we're not experts. But if you're watching this and you are, let me know what it is. We suspect more bear evidence here. If you know for sure, let me know. I'm interested. All right, more confidence markers. Be on the lookout. Always look on the ground as you're walking through. When you find pipeline like this, you know you're headed in the right direction. On this backside, you start gaining an elevation in between these rocks too. Bear scratch and an old saw chain. When you find this big rock wall, you know you're at the reservoir. We're approaching the concrete now. The Tuckaway Mountain is right there with Almagray. We're gonna approach from this left, circle around to get to the top. We're just circling around the reservoir property, headed towards Tuckaway. It's a good view of Tuckaway, kind of mapping out our approach of how we want to get to the top. The service road we were on comes to a T. We're gonna go left, and we're gonna start tracking towards Mount Garfield and head towards that side of Tuckaway Mountain. Once you get to this aspen grove, it's time to just cut a straight path towards the peak. You'll see the rocks of Tuckaway. So here we go. The current elevation here is 9,400, and the top of Tuckaway is 10,825. So you have about 1,400 foot of elevation gain off trail. You just start carving your way up. There are a couple spots where the stream is really wide. Make sure you come to the spot where you get to the point where it's restricted. You want to cross at this point so you don't get so wet. Our first sunlight of the day. It's 8 o'clock. We are 6.8 miles in. Here's a nice look back. You can see the dam right there.
The challenge is to find the best line.
Got about 500 feet elevation gain remaining.
It looks like there's a pretty good way.
Tuckaway Mountain, 16 miles round trip, 4,200 foot elevation gain. It is so beautiful up here. You can see Mount Rosa just peeking behind the corner right there. And then this is all McGray, of course. And that's Moraine Lake right there. And then you have the Pikes Peak, Satchet Mountain area. And then just the openness of Pikes National Forest. You got the stuff we saw coming up, Big Tooth Reservoir, Mary's Pals Grove, Cameron's Cone, Dark Canyon. Beautiful. Just so you know, from a timing perspective, it took us about 5 hours and 15 minutes to get here. We're going pretty quick. We also left at 4 a.m., so we got here about 9 o'clock. So beautiful. So we decided, instead of going back the exact way we came, we're going to continue exploring this direction, more south. And we're going to go down. There's a forest road that takes you around this mountain called Runs Down Fast Mountain. You'll go around it. You go way out there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's Mount Caneo. That's over by 7 bridges in that section in North Cheyenne Canyon. And we're just going to have somebody pick us up in North Cheyenne Canyon. And that somebody is my wife, so I'm very thankful, Holly, if you see this. So we're going to just kind of turn this into a giant through hike. It'll be about 16 miles still. All my batteries are dying, so I'm going to cut this short. We'll make it home. I hope you come out and you do this, though. This hike is really fun. I like our custom way that we went. I know it's not the traditional route. Most of the time people come from North Cheyenne Canyon. I loved all the off-trail we did, and I highly recommend it. I think you should do it, too. I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of this is challenging to see from your point of view when you're down below. So I'm zooming in on Big Tooth Reservoir. You're going to come in between Mary's Mountain and Pals Grove. And you're going to stay in that saddle. You see the light colored aspen trees right there? That's Dark Canyon. You're going to approach Dark Canyon, go through it, and then start heading towards Big Tooth Reservoir. Then you're going to go on the right side from this perspective towards this grove. And then you're going to cross and start carving your way up till you get to about right here. I've always admired the Almagray Mountains and Moraine Lake. Ever since I saw this area, I went up the Cogway a few years ago. Got to about right here. It's called Inspiration Point. And we looked back and saw all of this. And that's the moment I realized how much I love this place. Hailing on us. We just got down from Tuckaway, though, headed towards North Cheyenne Canyon. Wow, look what we just came across. We're right at the base of Mount Garfield and found this. We just passed Loud's cabin, so we're about 3 to 4 miles away from the parking lot. I'll give you a couple updates as we go. We're heading through Jones Park now. Number 7.